Now, just to finish off on this site location exercise, what I'm going to do is we're going to locate Revit, if you like. Um, and to do this, I'm going up to the Manage tab and up into Location here. And by default, you can see that all Revit projects are set in Waltham near Boston there. And so we need to reset Revit back to our site. So if you have an address, pop it in there and hit search. And pop up in here, and there you go. Perfect. There's my site right there. Now that's important to do that for your shadow exercises and things like that. So not only have we got Revit now um, located correctly in the world, we have it geolocated according to the OS coordinates. We have it orientated to true north, and the final thing that we need to do is set the above sea level datum. So I'm going to hit OK here. Now nothing will have changed and your coordinates will have stayed the same, but we're in the right ballpark here now. So I need to set a datum here, and to set the datum we need to perhaps go into an elevation. Okay, now in the elevation you can see that there are no survey point, so I'm hitting PV on the keyboard. The project base point and the survey point are turned off by default in most of your views except the site view. So I'm going to turn those on. They are there. Now let's pop in there, and I've got my coordinates right, but the elevation is wrong there. Now I'm going to check my survey point because yeah, I want this off. Okay, so not checked, it's fixed into position there, because watch what's going to happen here. I'm going to put my elevation in, so I'm going to say that this site is 12.5 above sea level, so 12,500, because it's millimeters, remember that. Now look, see what's happened is my survey point has jumped up into there. Look what's happened to my levels here now. My levels are relating to the project base point, with the survey point as acting as the anchor here. Now I want to shift those levels up, obviously. So what I'm going to do is pop in here, and the first four level will be at what, 2800. My ground floor I just set at 0 for the moment, and my top of found will be -900. Now I'm in better shape there now. I've got my levels kind of set up and whatever. Right, I'm going back into my ground floor plan. And what I've got here is just some grids laid out, or some markup lines. I might be able to get 7 sites out of this. I'd be happy if I got that, but I'm going to make these into grids now once I've got roughly the positions laid out. So I'm into the architecture tab, and I'm into grid, and I can pick lines here. So I'll pick 1, 2, 3, 4. Grids are so useful in Revit. Grids and levels. And we always have grids and levels because it forms that kind of 3D wireframe that we need to work when we're working in 3D. So there's my grids more or less set up. I'm going to go back into my north elevation and just have a look here. So I'm going to drag these out, and it's always good to kind of set this up right at the beginning. So drag your levels right out here beyond your grids, like so. And if I've done it in the north, it'll be done in the south, but I need to do it in the east as well here. So I'll just pop those in there and drag them out here. Now there's my kind of grid set up, and I'm back to my ground floor plan here. Now I can stick in some spot coordinates here. So spot coordinate. Now I'll take the center point there. There's one there. It's always good to get a spot coordinate on a particular grid line, because okay, so I've got grid 4, that would be grid 1, again grid A, and if I have a coordinated point between there and there, that's probably the point I will use for shared coordinates, and that's a whole other series of lessons that we'll come on to there. But those kind of coordinates are very useful for a surveyor to be able to set out.